Okay, next one. This is one that Michael already talked about a little bit. And, when we were talking about the deficit in Saskatchewan, and he pointed out, well, what the heck, how much is the population grown? And it says Saskatchewan accepting more immigrants, but nominations remain well below past levels. It sounds like CBC is disappointed that the federal government isn't helping to fill up every square inch of Saskatchewan with people. Province's nominee program rises to 4,761 spots after Ottawa approves more allocations. So it's up a full 25% from the year before. I'm not quite sure. It says 25% of the new nominations will go towards jobs in trucking, accommodations, food services, and retail trade. Healthcare, agriculture, and skilled trades will continue to get priority processing as the province tries to address labor shortages in critical sectors. I refuse to believe that the province has a labor shortage. It might have a inward migration shortage. These are people unemployed in other provinces that could easily come to Saskatchewan to enjoy the good life. And the accommodations, food services, and retail trade, those are kids' jobs. We don't need temporary foreign workers for that.
Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, it's so bad in other provinces that basically there are entire segments of that young generation that are not getting jobs because temporary foreign workers are taking those jobs. And the thing is, it's quite bad here. And I am concerned about the aspect of temporary foreign workers actually sitting behind the wheels of the big rigs. It really concerns me because there are plenty of stories out of Ontario where the training schools are not their one-day training schools, right, and you get people behind these big rigs, and it is becoming increasingly dangerous.
Oh, and nobody knows this more than Saskatchewan, specifically the town of Humboldt. That is Michael's hometown. Sheila Gunn Reid is Humboldt, Saskatchewan. Nobody learned that lesson harder than the people of Saskatchewan. We already know that. But to be completely honest, our schools are absolutely stuffed with kids. Absolutely stuffed with kids. We're talking 60 kids in a classroom. 60 kids in a singular classroom. Our critical healthcare infrastructure is bowing under the pressure of because all of the people that come to Canada on a temporary foreign worker visa get access to our healthcare. Right. And so even that amount, I look at that and I go, where are we going to put 5,000 new people? Where are they going to go at this point? Right. So it's time to really reevaluate the entire thing. And also, when we see those intermittently in Saskatchewan, you'll see an announcement that we've hit a new population high. It happened at 1 million, but every 100,000 or 50,000 after 1 million, we do it too. It's like, we reached 1.1, we reached 1.3. Well, can we stop bragging about that? That's not necessarily a great thing considering all of our public services are being stressed by those additional people.
And the thing is, one of the things that the NDP did is they actually did a survey because they managed decline very, very well. A survey as to how many people would have to live into Saskatchewan and then we could still run it. I think the number they came up with was 700,000 or 800,000 people. Huh. Now, Brad Wall was the one who came up with the idea of we need population. But basically, it was in migration from other parts of Canada because, frankly, it's a great place to be here. Now, I can speak to the immigrant thing. I'm the son of immigrants. My parents came here as immigrants. I grew up in an immigrant family. That's what I came here. But it wasn't wholesale. We'll just bring 500,000 people in here. We'll just put them, Heather did wherever we want to put them. It's just the reason why the Liberals are doing this. There's only one reason. If you took the immigration out and compared the GDP numbers to the population that would be here, we would be in such negative territory, it would be devastating to the economy. Right now, if you can bring a bunch of consumers into the country, you can still make those GDP numbers look semi-okay. That's what they need to bring the consumers into the country. If they stop migration, the real GDP numbers, because they stopped oil and gas exploration, they stopped pipelines, they stopped all of these industries, and ultimately they've tried to replace it by consumerism. We'd be in real trouble here once the rating agencies took a look at us and say, this is nothing but junk bond status here. Yeah. So I'm for immigration, but I'm not at the numbers they're bringing in, because when I was on the healthcare region, when I was on the board, at that time, immigration levels were far, far lower than they are now. Sure. And we are still overburdened on our system. Now you add another 100, 200,000 people to the rolls in Saskatchewan. Sure. It's going to be absolutely devastating. Oh, and by the way, when I was in the health region, the first meeting I had, basically after the first sort of session we had, I was asked by the board chair, what do you think after being on the board for 3 months? And I said, I certainly don't want to get sick in this system. I saw how bad it was.
That's telling, hey?
It is telling. It's absolutely scary. So
and the crazy thing is, it's been bad for a very long time. I can recall being pregnant with my now 12-year-old. So this would have been 13 years ago, and coming down, very newly pregnant. Okay, it was still a big secret. Nobody knew that I was expecting, but came down with just a vicious stomach issue, and had to spend. And also I was nursing. I was nursing a baby and pregnant and viciously ill, and was in a hallway with people that were huffing Pepsi bottles literally right next to me. And I remember checking myself out of the hospital because I was so horrified. Like after 40 hours, I also had a bag of IV liquids in. I was feeling better, but I was so horrified. I took my IV out of my own arm and just left. I just left the hospital. And I was on John Gormley's show, okay? The next day, he wanted to hear about this hallway medicine, It was called hallway medicine at the time. So for at least 13 years, and now for 400,000 extra people, that's still just the level of care that's been maintained. And yet, we shovel wheelbarrows full of money at the healthcare system for no change in it whatsoever. Yeah. None. So anyway, all of this to say, all of our infrastructure is being stretched, and it's not good.
It's not good. And the thing is, this has not been thought out. And the whole idea behind this is there's been absolutely no thought behind this, right? Unless they're trying to collapse the system, which they may well be, right? There's no thought behind any of this immigration. Yeah. The numbers are too large for any country to handle it. And I don't care where they come from. I don't care if they come from India or from Turkmenistan. I don't care. But the reality is, it's too much for any civilization to be able to handle.
I care.
This level.
I care. Well, I care.
Okay.
I care where they're from. I care about cultural compatibility.
Sure.
And language compatibility. Okay. And I don't want the Rainbow Railroad from the United States coming straight into Saskatchewan. I'm just going to say that. Okay. With Chapel Rowan and her song that mentions Saskatchewan, that makes it all popular in the LGBTQ groups. I don't want that for Saskatchewan, because here's the thing. We are culturally incompatible, so I will just leave it at that.
You know about this Chapel Rowan thing. I just got to mention this, even though it's not on topic.
Yeah, sorry.
She mentioned the word Saskatchewan is because it rhymed, not because it was a great place to be. It's because it rhymed in her song. It's like, and we're like, yay! You know, these are the same people that go to a rock concert, and the guy looks in the back of the guitar, and there's a piece of paper taped to it and said, "Where are you tonight, Saskatoon? How you guys doing? Saskatoon! Yay!" Like, come on, are we that stupid of a population? She mentions us in a song. Oh, look, people notice us. Like, we're way better than that. Like,
we are way better than that. Thank you, Mikey. We are way better than that.